Hope you all are doing good. Guys, in the last part of this revision series, we have revised first part of the cost accounting system, where we have completed non-integrated, and we have solved some questions also on that non-integrated system. Now let's continue our discussion, and let's complete that integrated part. So boys and girls, you know that instead of cash, bank, debtor, creditor, real account, personal account, in non-integrated system, we have used one common word, that is cost ledger control account or general ledger adjustment account. What word we have used? Either cost ledger control account or general ledger adjustment account. But sir, in case of integrated, we are going to prepare same records for costing also and same record for finance also. So no need to bifurcate into cost and finance. So instead of the cost ledger control account or general ledger adjustment account, you'll write as it is: cash, bank, debtor, creditor, real account, personal account. Everything you will write as it is, guys. So only wherever you are using the cost ledger control account, you'll have to use cash, bank, debtor, creditor. Rest all entries will be same. Everything will be same. But one main important point you'll have to remember, and that important point is that in case of under absorption oblique over absorption, in case of under absorption oblique over absorption, let's understand. Guys, suppose this is your overhead control account. In the debit side of that overhead control account, what we write? On the debit side of the overhead account, we write the to cost ledger control account overhead incurred. We generally write here to stores ledger control account indirect material. We write here to wages control account indirect wages. Correct, guys? In the credit side, boys and girls, factory overheads. Quickly message me, quickly inform me where you absorb the factory overhead. Fast, Sarji. Fast. Fast answer is expected from all of you. Where to absorb the factory overhead? In the last lecture, detail we have discussed this. Factory overhead will be absorbed to work in progress control account. Yes or no? Factory overhead will go to the WIP control account. Now I told you, Sarji, debit side of that factory overhead or any overhead is nothing but overhead incurred. And the credit side is overhead absorbed. Overhead absorbed. Now you'll have to check, Sarji, overhead incurred and overhead absorbed. If overhead incurred is more, overhead absorbed is less, this will be a situation of under absorption of overheads. This will be situation of under absorption of overhead. Now there are two treatment of under absorption of overheads. Which are the two treatment of under absorption of overhead? First treatment, you will write off that under absorption oblique over absorption to costing profit and loss account. So by costing profit and loss account, or you can carry forward that under absorption over absorption to the next year. Yes, Ajit. So by balance carried down. By balance carried down. Any one of the two methods we can follow. If it is given in the question, write off to P&L account. So write off to the P&L account. If in a question it is given that carry forward to the next year, so by balance carried down. But if you follow integrated accounting system, please concentrate. If you follow integrated accounting system, you cannot carry forward under absorb oblique over absorption of overhead. Compulsory, you'll have to write off that under absorption oblique over absorption to costing profit and loss account or P&L account. So this is main important difference between integrated and non-integrated system. So in case of non-integrated, we write cost ledger control account or general ledger adjustment account. In case of integrated, instead of that cost ledger control account or general ledger adjustment account, you'll write as it is bank account. Yes, sir, sorry. You'll write bank account, you'll write cash account, you'll write debtors, you'll write creditors, you'll write capital account, you'll write asset account. So as it is. And second important point of difference between integrated and non-integrated system, under non-integrated, under absorption or absorption, two treatment is possible. Either write off to the P&L account or carry forward to the next accounting period. But in case of integrated accounting system, you cannot carry forward under absorption oblique over absorption. Compulsory, you'll have to transfer to P&L account or costing P&L account as the case may be. So this is major point of difference. And all the entries, all the ledgers we already discussed in the last lecture. Now let's solve some practical question on that integrated accounting system. So everyone please come to, I think so. Boys and girls, we have completed first question, right, sir? Now please come to question number 2. Very, very, very important question. You must revise this question in before examination. Two similar questions are there in your study material. We have taken one question and one question was given for homework. I think so, as much as I remember. Now everyone please come to that question number 2. A fire destroyed some accounting record of the company. You have been able to collect the following from the spoiled paper, and as a result of consultation with accounting staff in respect of January, incomplete ledgers entries are given. So raw material account to balance brought down, work in progress account to balance and buy finished stock account, finished goods control account given, opening balance, closing balance given, factory overhead amount spent means total debit is given, creditors given, closing balance given, opening balance given for the creditors. Additional information. Additional information is the cash book shows 89,200 have been paid to the creditor for the material. Payment of the creditor is given. Ending inventory of work in progress include material cost 5,300, labor hours are included in that. Job card shows that worker have worked 7,000 hours. Wage rate is rupees 10 per hour. Overhead recovery rate is rupees 4 per labor hour. So overhead rate is also given in the question. You are required to complete the above accounts in a cost ledger of the company. One more question is there in your study material which we have taken in your module also, institute material also, where separate question is asked like how much material you have purchased, how much material you have consumed, how much WIP is completed, then guys, how much finished goods transferred to cost of sale. So many separate question also asked. Here you just need to complete these accounts. Now, Sarji, please check which is your first account. First account is given here, raw material account, that is stores ledger control account. What they have given in raw material account, to balance brought down 32,000. I'll write in that stores ledger or material control account. Sarji, to balance brought down. Is it 32,000? Correct, sir? Next one. Immediately, let's check, Sarji. Next account is work in progress account. In the work in progress account, what they have given? Opening balance given 9,200. And amount transfer to finished goods given. So I'll go to that work in progress account. I'll write there to balance brought down. How much it is? 9,200. And how much amount transferred to finished goods? It is also given. 1 lakhs in the credit side. I'll write WIP completed. It will transfer to finished goods. Is it 1,51,000? I think so. Okay. These two items are given here. So raw material, WIP, both accounts, opening balance, etc. completed. Then go to the finished goods account. In the finished goods account, opening balance given 24,000, closing balance given 30,000. So I will go to that finished goods account. In that finished goods account, opening balance, how much it is? 24,000. And how much is the closing balance? Closing balance will be written onto the credit side. Is it 30,000? Done, sir. After that, let's go to the next account. Finished goods account return completed. Then factory overhead control account. Factory overhead control account, total debit given 29,600. So I'll go to that factory overhead account. I'll go to that factory overhead account, and in that factory overhead account, total debit to bank. Total payment, Sarji. How much is your total payment? Tell me quickly, how much is total payment? 29,000? Yes, Sarji. 29,600 is your total payment. Perfect, guys. After that, please check the next account given. Boys and girls, factory overhead control account is over. Creditor account is given. Opening balance given 16,400. So let's go to the opening balance. Yes, Sarji. To balance, by balance brought down, Sarji. Creditor, by balance brought down it should be. How much it is brought down balance? 16,400 is balance brought down. Now please tell me, how much is the balance carried down? At the end it is given in the question. 19,200 it is given in the question. परफेक्ट है? यस और नो? यस सर. Next one. Let's go to the next part, guys. We have written whatever given in the first paragraph. Let's read the first adjustment A. Cash book shows 89,200 has been paid to the creditor for material. What entry you pass for the payment to the creditor? So the creditor account to bank account. Correct, sir? So 89,200. I'll go to the creditor account to bank. How much it is? 89,200. Yes, sir. Completed. Let's go to the next adjustment. First adjustment is over. Ending inventory of work in progress include material 5,000. So closing stock of work in progress, it includes material 5,000. So I'll go to that WIP account. So material cost is 5,000. Labor cost, please check how much labor hours are there. Everyone please check how many labor hours are there. Is it 300 labor hours are there? What is the labor wage rate? How much you are paying to the worker, Sarji? C adjustment. You'll have to read the C adjustment. In the C adjustment they have given worker are paid. Is it 10 rupees per hour? So 300 into 10. Sarji, is it 3,000 is your direct wages? What is the factory overhead absorption rate? I think so 4 rupees per hour absorption rate. 300 hours into 4, 1,200. So please take the total and tell me how much is your closing stock of WIP. 5,000 plus 3,000 plus 1,200. Is it 9,200? Perfect. Hai? Next one. Let's read the next adjustment, sir. The closing inventory is over. Job card shows that worker have worked 7,000 hours. Wage rate is 10. Where to transfer these 7,000 into 10? 70,000. Direct wages. Where we transfer direct wages? Direct wages will be transferred to WIP account. Direct material will transfer to WIP account. Direct expenses will transfer to WIP account. Factory overhead will be absorbed to the WIP account. Yes, sir. So job card shows that 7,000 hours into 10. So 70,000 in the work in progress account to wages control account. You can check there 10 rupees into 7,000. 70,000 will be your direct wages. Completed. Let's read the next adjustment, sir. Overhead recovery rate. What is the overhead recovery rate? How much is overhead recovery rate? Fast answer, sir. Overhead recovery rate 4 per labor hours. How many labor hours are work in this question? Immediately before that adjustment number C, it is given 7,000 hours work. Factory overhead will be absorbed into the WIP. So in factory overhead credit side, WIP debit side. So I'll go to that manufacturing overhead credit side. 7,000 into 4. Is it 28,000? And work in progress debit side, I'll write there 28,000. Done, sir. After that, all items are over. I'll go to first creditor account. Everyone please tell me, in the creditor account what we have written. In the creditor account we have written opening balance, we have written closing balance, and we have written payment to the creditors. Now what will be the balancing figure? Please tell me how much is your balancing figure. Fast answer, sir. How much will be the balancing figure? Tell me. Anyone calculated that balancing figure? Where is my calculator? Just a second, guys. Yes, sir. Fast. 89,200 plus 19,200. Sir, the total 1,08,400 hai? Yes or no? So 1,08,400 minus 16,400. Sir, is it 92,000? Now you decide, sir, what is this 92,000? What is the 92,000? Sir, in creditor, only 4 items will be there. Opening balance, closing balance, payment to the creditor, and purchases. So what is 92,000? 92,000 is cost of material purchase. So in the stores ledger control account or material control account debit side, I'll write there 92,000. Yes, sir ji. How much it is? 92,000. This is 92,000 material purchase. Correct, sir ji? Creditor account. So my creditor account is complete. Next one. Sir, I think so in finished goods, in work in progress, 1,51,000 transfer to finished goods. Correct, sir? So in work in progress credit side, I'll write 1,51,000. Finished goods debit side, I'll write there 1,51,000 to WIP control account. take the total of debit side of finished goods. Just a second, sir. Remember like this. In finished goods, in the finished goods account, which item will be there onto the debit side and which item will be there onto the credit side? Sir, finished goods account. Think on it, sir. The finished goods. Opening balance should be there. Closing balance should be there. Correct? WIP complete, transfer to finished good, debit side. Then that finished goods will be transferred to cost of sales. Correct, sir? And one more item can be there, and that item will be administration overhead related with the production. Correct? Where you absorb administration related with the production, administration overhead related with the production will be absorbed in, is it finished goods debit side? But in this question, there is no administration overhead. Now, Sarji, take the total of the debit side. Take the total of the debit side. 24,000 plus 1,51,000. Is it 1,75,000? I'll write into the credit side 1,75,000 minus 30,000. You can check that. Balancing figure will be 1,45,000. Correct, sir? So these 1,45,000 will be transferred to cost of sales. So, sir, separate question can be asked here. Question can be, how much amount transfer from finished goods to cost of sales? How much amount transfer from WIP to finished goods? That separate question can be asked. So 1,45,000. Now remember, Sarji, that important point you'll have to remember, work in progress, debit side, minimum 4 items should be there. Credit side, minimum 2 items will be there. If you remember, Sarji, WIP debit side, minimum 4 items to the debit side. First item, opening stock of WIP. Is it there, sir? Check, Sarji, is it opening stock is given? Second item, Sarji, direct material transfer, direct labor transfer and factory overhead transfer. You decide and tell me on to the debit side which item is missing. Don't read last part. Just check, Sarji, which item are missing. I told you, Sarji, 4 items will be there onto the debit side. First item will be opening stock. Whether opening stock is given, sir, yes or no. Direct wages is given, sir. Factory overhead absorb given, sir. What main thing is pending, Sarji? Direct material consumed, yes or no? 4 items will be there. Out of that 4, 3 items are completed. Only 1 item is there. So balancing figure will be material transfer, direct material transfer from stores ledger to WIP. Credit side, only 2 items will be there. Which 2 items onto the credit side? One closing balance and WIP transfer to finished goods. Whether your credit side is complete, yes, all 2 items are there. So 1,51,000 plus 9,200. Your answer comes to 1,60,200. 1,60,200. Now you can decide how much material, direct material transfer here. 1,60,200 minus 9,200 minus 70,000 minus 28,000. Prabhu, whether your answer comes to 55,000, is it correct or wrong? Check, 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 sir. Everyone please check. 1,60,200 minus 9,200 minus 70,000 minus 28,000. Whether your answer is 53,000? So I'll go to the stores ledger control account. I'll go to the stores ledger control account, 53,000. Material transfer. Yes, sir. Take the total of the material debit side. 32,000 plus 92,000. Total comes to 1,24,000. Sahi hai? Total should be 1,24,000 minus 53,000. How much is the closing stock of raw material? Is it 71,000? Correct, sir? So we have completed all these accounts. So please remember some basic thing. Sir, as I told you, under absorption, over absorption also will have to complete. Total overhead incurred are 29,600. Debit side, I'll write 29,600, 29,600. But overhead absorbed are only 28,000. Sir, I told you very simple thing today also. Debit side of the overhead account is nothing but overhead incurred. Credit side of the overhead account is nothing but overhead absorbed. Incurred amount is 29,600. Absorption amount is 28,000. Absorption is less. So this is situation of under absorption. Sir, in case of integrated accounting system, what? In case of integrated accounting system, what I told you, sir, in case of integrated accounting system, compulsory under absorption, over absorption should be transferred to P&L account. It cannot be carried forward. So how much is under absorption, over absorption carried forward, sir? Please tell me here. 1,000, is it 600? Is it clear to every one of you? Yes, sir. So So we have completed this one question of integrated. Now let's go to the third question where we are going to learn, Sarji, reconciliation part. Yes, sir. When reconciliation is required, quick answer, Sarji. Integrated or non-integrated? I'm waiting for your answer, sir. When reconciliation is required, in case of integrated accounting system or non-integrated? No answer. Reconciliation required, integrated system or non-integrated system? Yes. Online student, fast answer. Some students are still thinking. Sir, in case of non-integrated only, reconciliation is required. In case of integrated, only one books of account you will prepare. So why there will be difference, sir? In case of non-integrated accounting system, cost record are different, finance record are different. If cost and finance record are different, then you'll have to do reconciliation statement, sir, or reconciliation account, whatever, sir. So non-integrated may you'll have to prepare reconciliation. Now, sir, why there is a difference in profit between cost account and finance account? There are so many difference, or there are so many examples. First example, some of the expenses will not be considered in cost record, but they will consider in finance. Example, goodwill written off, preliminary expenses written off, bad debts written off, loss on sale of asset, loss on sale of investment, interest paid, dividend paid. Okay. So all these expenses will not be considered in costing, but these expenses will be considered in finance. Income tax, one more example. Some of the income will not be considered in costing, but they will consider in finance, like dividend received, rent received, bank interest received, profit on sale of asset, profit on sale of investment, bad debts recovered, share transfer fee received. These are all the income you record in finance, but you will not record in costing. So because of that, difference will be there. Next, depreciation method can be different. So suppose in finance, you follow WDV method, and in costing, you follow straight line method. So because of both the method, difference will be there in depreciation. Next one, because of opening stock, closing stock, difference is possible. Generally in finance, stock will be valued at cost or realizable value, whichever is lower. Correct, sir? But under costing, you may follow FIFO method, you may follow LIFO method, you may follow such weighted average method, you may follow simple average method. So because of that, difference will be there in cost profit and financial profit. So there you'll have to prepare reconciliation statement or reconciliation account. First we'll discuss how to prepare reconciliation statement, then we will discuss reconciliation account. That is memorandum reconciliation account. Now, Sarji, quick answer is expected from you. Sir, I told you some of the expenses we are not going to consider in costing, but finance we are going to consider. Bad debts, preliminary expenses, dividend paid, interest paid, debenture issue expenses, share issue expenses, and all these expenses. If these expenses not considered in costing, but they have considered in finance, whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less? Very simple question I have asked. Very simple question I have asked. Costing profit will be less or finance profit will be less? Finance profit will be less. Why? Costing profit will be more, because these expenses not considered in costing. So costing expenses not considered, costing profit will be higher. Next, sir, income not considered, like rent received, interest received, dividend received, share transfer fee received, then bad debts recovered. If these income not considered in costing, but these income are considered in finance, whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less? Finance profit will be more, costing profit will be less. Next, very important point is, the fit in your mind. Opening stock and profit will have inverse relationship. Opening stock and profit will have inverse relationship. Means what? You tell me, Sarji. Suppose finance and costing. Suppose finance and costing. Opening stock of, suppose, finished goods. Value of opening stock of finished goods in finance is, suppose, 1 lakh rupees. But in costing, opening stock of finished goods value is 1,20,000 rupees. Quickly tell me whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less. As I told you, opening stock and profit will have inverse relationship. If opening stock value is more, your profit will be less. If opening stock value is less, your profit will be more. And the point is very simple. Sir, in the P&L account, opening stock will be written onto the debit side and net profit and gross profit will be written onto the debit side only. So if opening stock value is more, net profit will be less. If opening stock value is less, Sirji, net profit will be more. Now quickly tell me here, whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less? Fast answer, Sirji. Sirji, finance ka profit will be more and costing profit will be less. Yes, is it clear, guys? So some online student also answer, finance profit is more and cost profit is less. Next important point you'll have to remember, closing stock and profit will have direct relationship. If your closing stock value is more, your profit will be more. If your closing stock value is less, your profit will be less. So Saji, closing stock, say for example, in finance, closing stock value is 1 lakh, closing stock of finished goods, but in costing, Sarji, closing stock of finished goods is suppose 1,50,000. Quickly tell me whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less. So here now costing profit will be more and finance ka profit will be less. So you'll have to remember. Simple point. Next. Fit in your mind under absorption oblique over absorption. Sir, under absorption over absorption happens in costing or it happens in finance. Think on it, sir. This term under absorption oblique over absorption are related with the costing or are related with the finance. This is costing term. In 11th standard, 12th standard foundation, you have not used this term under absorption oblique over absorption. So this is properly a costing term. Okay. Now full concentration here. If under absorption of factory overhead by 10,000 rupees. Under absorption of factory overhead by 10,000 rupees. Now you decide whose profit will be more. Costing profit will be more or finance profit will be more. Think on it, sir. I'll give you time to think. Online student, I am looking at your answers as well. So you'll have to answer, guys. I will repeat my question. Under absorption of factory overhead is rupees 10,000. So a simple question I have asked. Whose profit will be more? Costing profit will be more or finance ka profit will be more? Fast. Quick answer, Saji. Whatever answer, Saji. You can give wrong answer, no problem. I'll explain immediately after that. Huh? Any answer? Finance profit? More or less? Yes, tell me quickly. Some answer you'll have to give. You cannot sit idle. Whose profit will be more? Whose profit will be less? Tell me. Finance profit will be more and costing profit will be less. Opposite answer you have given. Why? Under absorption means what? Less expenses you have taken in costing. Yes or no? So if you take less expenses in costing, costing profit will be more and finance profit will be less. Yes or no? Next one. Over absorption of administration overhead by 20,000 rupees. Sir, what do you mean by over absorption? Over absorption ka matlab in costing extra expenses taken by 20,000. If your expenses are more in costing, profit under costing will be less. Finance profit will be more. So remember, Sarji, what I told you about under absorption and over absorption. Under absorption means in costing less expenses you have considered. So profit will be higher under costing. Over absorption under costing it is given. Over absorption of factory overhead, over absorption of administration overhead, over absorption of selling and distribution overhead means what? Over expenses, extra expenses you have taken in costing. So if you take extra expenses, your profit will be less under costing, but finance profit will be more. So remember, under absorption means less expenses taken in costing. Over absorption means extra expenses considered in costing. So you'll have to remember all these points. Now, In case of reconciliation, basic question, 3 questions will be asked. First of all, you'll have to prepare profit as per cost accounting. Second, you'll have to prepare profit as per financial accounting. And third, you'll have to prepare reconciliation statement. First, you'll have to prepare reconciliation statement. Now, under costing, if you want to find the profit, you'll have to prepare cost sheet. What you'll have to prepare, Sarji? You'll have to prepare cost sheet. If in a question it is asked to prepare costing profit and loss account, still first of all you'll have to prepare cost sheet and then you will prepare costing profit and loss account. Remember this thing. If it is given in a question, prepare costing profit and loss account, prepare financial profit and loss account, and reconcile costing profit with financial profit, sir. Although it is asked to prepare costing profit and loss account, first compulsory prepare cost sheet, then only you can prepare costing profit and loss account. I'll ask this question at the time of solving that next question, sir. Why costing profit and loss account? If you want to prepare first, cost sheet is mandatory. Compulsory you'll have to prepare cost sheet. I'll tell you at that question. So, for finding the costing profit, you'll have to prepare cost sheet. For financial profit, you'll have to write down the P&L account. And for reconciliation, 2 methods as I told you, reconciliation statement or reconciliation account. If in a question it is given reconcile statement, so prepare statement. If in question it is asked prepare memorandum reconciliation account, then you will prepare account. So let's read next question. Everyone please read the next question. Yes, sir. So we'll solve one more question. Everyone please come to this third question. It is there in your study material as well. Following information is available in the financial accounts of manufacturing company for the year ended 31st March. Okay. So this information is relating to which account, Sirji? Financial account. Finance ka information is given in this question. Particulars rupees, particulars rupees. This is not debit side. This is not credit side. This is not like this debit side, credit side. Only, sir, list is given. Direct material consumed, direct wages and so on. All the expenses, all the income, sales, etc. given. Cost record reveals that. Sir, cost record reveal that. Manufacturing overhead recovered 80% of the wages. Office overhead are 25% on factory cost. Please tell me, office and administration overhead 25% on factory cost. Is it production related or general administration? Why production related? Because some link is given with production. So you can check that. 25% of what, Sirji? 25% of factory cost. So some link with factory production it is given. So we will assume that administration overhead are related with the production. Selling overhead 1 rupees per unit sold. Selling overhead 1 rupees per unit sold. Closing stock of finished goods is valued at a cost of production. Prepare profit and loss account showing the net profit in financial account. Prepare a statement showing profit in cost accounts. Prepare reconciliation statement reconciling profit disclosed as per the 2 books of account above. Yes, sir. P&L account is absolutely simple. Profit and loss account is absolutely simple. 2 opening stock, 2 material, 2 labor, 2 direct expenses, 2 factory overhead, 2 administration overhead, 2 selling overhead, 2 distribution overhead. If special items are given, 2 bad debts, 2 interest paid, 2 dividend, 2 preliminary expenses written off, etc. etc. So all expenses will be returned to the debit side. Credit side by sales, by closing stock. In the credit side, you will write some income like by interest received, by dividend received. So that all income you will write onto the credit side. Start, Sirji. Read first item and tell me, sir, which one is your first item? Material consumed. So 2 material. How much is material consumed? Fast answer, Sirji. Quick. Yes, sir. I am waiting for your answer. Material consumed. How much it is? Material consumed. Is it 3,55,000? Yes or no? So material consumed, I'll write 3,55,000. Done, sir. So first item is over. Wages, 3,60,000 is your wages. So I'll write wages 3,60,000 here. Next one. After the wages, next item is given manufacturing expenses 2,45,000. 2,45,000 is your manufacturing expenses, manufacturing overhead. Office and administration expenses are 2,40,000. Office expenses are 2,40,000. I'll write over there. After office and administration expenses, selling overhead are given in the question. Selling overhead is 2 lakhs. So I'll write that selling overhead 2 lakhs. Quick, sir. Then after that selling overhead, you tell me, sir, where to write this donation and charity, debit side or credit side? Debit side. Donation and charity is expenses. 20,000 is your donation and charity. Next one. So donation charity is over. Let's go to that right hand side. Interest on debenture. So this is not interest received. Assume it as a interest paid. So how much is interest on debenture? 48,000. Debit side you will write interest on debenture 48,000. Next one. Preliminary expenses written off are 20,000. Debit side, sir, the preliminary expenses written off debit side 20,000. Next one. Sir, the provision for income tax. Debit side, sir, this is an expenditure in finance 75,000 provision for income tax. All the reserve and provision will be written onto the debit side. Next one. Interest received. Interest received will write onto the credit side 25,000. By interest received 25,000. Sale is given 1,80,000 units sold 16,20,000. So 16,20,000 is your sales. And under finance, closing stock of finished goods value is given. Closing stock of finished goods is 1,50,000. So I'll write there 1,50,000. Please everyone take the total and whether it is correct or not and tell me how much will be the net profit, guys. 16,20,000 plus 1,50,000 plus 25,000. Sir, 17,95,000 is correct total minus all the expenses. Sir, whether your profit is 2,32,000? Yes, sir. 2,32,000 is your profit. I'll write onto the debit side. 2,32,000 is your net profit. Is it correct, guys? So under finance, very simple. All the expenses will be written onto the debit side. Sale closing stock will be written onto the credit side. Next one. Now I will prepare cost sheet. I will prepare cost sheet, sir. Material consumed. 3,55,000 will be material consumed. Direct wages. Direct wages is given in the question 3,60,000. Direct material plus direct wages is your prime cost. Please tell me how much is your prime cost. Fast answer. How much will be the prime cost? 3,55,000 plus 3,60,000. Your prime cost comes to 7,15,000. Correct, sir? Now, most of the student will make a mistake here. Some student will write directly factory overhead. Sir, they will write factory overhead as 2,45,000. Answer is no. Sir, under cost sheet, you'll have to use that absorption ka data. This is your absorption ka data. How much factory overhead are absorbed? Please check first line, sir. How much factory overhead are to be absorbed? 80% of direct wages. 80% of direct wages, sir, factory overhead. So 80% of direct wages, it will be 3,60,000. You can check there. Yes, sir, 3,60,000 multiplied by 80%. Akshay is giving correct answer. Yes. How much is your answer, guys? Is it 2,88,000? Yes, Ajit. 2,88,000 is your answer. So total factory cost 7,15,000. If I add there, total cost will be 10,03,000. Correct? Then I'll add administration overhead here. Sir, how much is the administration overhead? Sir, please don't add this 2,40,000 as administration overhead. This information is of the finance. Under costing check, what is the rate of administration overhead? Under administration overhead, sir, the rate will be 25% of the factory cost. So, sir, the factory cost ka 25%, 10,03,000 multiplied by 25%. Yes, sir. How much is your answer, guys? Is it 2,50,750? Is it correct, guys? Add cost of production will be whether it is 12,53,750 cost of production. Yes, is it correct, guys? Next one. Sarji, remember this line. Most of the student, 100% of the student make the mistake here almost. Such a simple point. Closing stock of finished goods. Some of the student will copy closing stock of finished goods as it is, Sarji. Closing stock of finished goods 1,50,000 and they will copy here 1,50,000. Remember in examination, most of the student make this mistake 1,50,000 copied. Sir, this is 1,50,000 is a closing stock as per finance. Under costing, under cost sheet, how to calculate closing stock ka value? Sir, so many time I told you this formula. Production ka cost upon production quantity multiplied by closing stock quantity. So remember, don't copy closing stock of finished goods of the finance here, sir. So how much is the production cost, guys? Is it 12,53,750 divided by production quantity? Wait, sir. Sales add closing stock minus opening stock is equal to production. Read last two line of this table. Last two lines, sir. Sale quantity is 1,80,000. Closing stock quantity is 30,000. Opening stock is not given. No, opening stock is not given. So sales add closing stock minus opening stock is equal to production. So how many units produced by you? Is it 2,10,000 quantity produced by you? So boys and girls, 12,53,750 divided by 2,10,000 production quantity multiplied by closing stock quantity is 30,000. Don't forget to use this formula. If this formula you are not using, gone, Sarji. You will get directly half marks. 12,53,750 divided by 2,10,000 multiplied by 30,000. Yes, some online student are giving correct answer. Sir, 179,107. 179,107. And sir, I'll tell you what mistake some student will do in examination. Sir, some student do mistake like this. They are writing less closing stock. Correct, sir? So in the particular column, they are writing less closing stock. And while writing, they add this 179,107. So many times this mistake. I have checked some paper of your batch or the previous batches. So many students do this type of mistake. Closing stock, they always add this closing stock. So remember, if any less item is there, don't forget to write in bracket. So it will not make such a simple surgery mistake. So 12,53,750 minus 179,107. Guys, COGS comes to 10,74,643. Is it correct, guys? Add selling overhead. Sarji, check what is the absorption rate of that selling overhead. Check absorption rate of selling overhead 1 rupees per unit sold. So sales quantity is 1,80,000. 1,80,000 into 1. 1 rupees multiplied by 1,80,000. Your answer comes to 1,80,000 only. Then cost of sales. Your cost of sales comes to 12,70,000. 12,54,643. Correct, sir? Sales will remain same. Sale will not change, guys. How much is your sales value? 16,20,000. 16,20,000 is your sales value. Now, 16,20,000 minus 12,54,643. Profit as per the cost record comes to 3,65,357. Correct, sir? Yes, sir. So, profit will be 3,65,357 as per the cost accounting. Now, you'll have to do reconciliation statement. If in a question it is given, reconcile costing profit with finance profit, then you will start with costing and you will go to the finance. What I told you, sir. If in a question it is asked, reconcile costing profit with finance profit. So you'll have to take a base of costing and go to the finance. But if it is given in a question, reconcile finance ka profit with a costing ka profit, then start with finance and go with to the costing. So here nothing they have asked. So you can start from costing and you can go to the finance. So under reconciliation statement, first line I'll write there, profit as per cost record. Sir, how much is profit as per cost record? Is it 3,65,000? Correct, sir? Profit as per cost record 3,65,357. Next part, sir. while doing reconciliation, one simple thing you'll have to remember. Go to the first item of P&L account and compare with the cost sheet. Go to the first item of the P&L account and go to the cost sheet and check that. Sir, check. Material 3,55,000 here. Under cost sheet also 3,55,000. So there is no difference at all. Next item. Second item I will go. 3,60,000 wages. Here 3,60,000 wages. Absolutely no difference. So no point of reconciliation here. Next one. Sir, you will have to tell me manufacturing expenses 2,45,000 under finance, but under costing it is 2,88,000. You can read it, Sirji. Manufacturing expenses 2,45,000 and here 2,88,000. Fast answer is expected from all of you, face-to-face batch student and also online student. Quickly tell me whether there is a under absorption or whether there is a over absorption of factory overhead. I want answer, sir. Under absorption oblique over absorption. Over absorption. Absolutely correct. Yes, online student Akshay also giving the same answer. Over absorption. Why over absorption? I told you now. Remember, in cost sheet, whatever overheads are there, they are absorbed figure. In finance, whatever overhead, it is overhead incurred. Sir, finance ka data is nothing but overhead incurred. Costing ka data means overhead absorbed. So overhead actually incurred. Actual payment of the factory overhead is 2,45,000. But under costing, you have taken 2,88,000. Sir, you quickly tell me whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less. Within a second, you should have answer. Costing profit will be more or costing profit will be less? Less. Why costing profit will be less? Sir, simple enough, sir. Extra expenses taken. Over absorption means extra expenses taken. So in costing, suppose this is the costing, this is the finance. Under costing, you are taking extra expenses. So profit under costing will be less. You are going from costing to finance. You will have to add that item, Sirji. So over absorption of factory overhead, I'll add. Sir, can you please check how much is the difference? Sir, 2,88,000 minus 2,45,000. Sir, is it 43,000? So I'll add over absorption of factory overhead 43,000. Next. Yes, sir. Manufacturing overhead is over. Let's go to the administration overhead, office expenses. 2,40,000. Under finance 2,40,000 is there, sir. Under finance 2,40,000 is there. This 2,40,000 is overhead incurred or overhead absorbed? Incurred. Remember this simple point. Whatever you write in P&L account finance, all expenses are incurred. So overhead incurred are 2,40,000. And check here, overhead absorbed. Where it is? This is overhead absorbed. 2,50,750. Sir, how much overhead incurred? 2,40,000. How much overhead absorbed? 250,750. Tell me, Sirji, under absorption or over absorption? Again, over absorption. Extra expenses are taken here. Now, 2,40,000, 250,750. 10,750 over absorption. So 10,750. 750 na, sir? So 10,750 over absorption. Next item, I'll go again to the P&L account, selling overhead. Selling overhead incurred are 2 lakhs and selling overhead absorbed in cost sheet 1,80,000. Tell me, under absorption or over absorption? Under absorption. Less expenses taken in costing. If you take less expenses in costing, profit under costing will be higher. Correct, sir? From costing, you are going into the finance. You'll have to deduct that. Difference is 20,000. So, selling overhead under absorption 20,000 deducted. Next, Sirji. All these expenses, donation, interest, income tax, preliminary expenses, all these expenses are not considered in costing, but these expenses considered in finance. If you don't consider some expenses in costing, obviously, if expenses are less considered or expenses are not considered, profit under costing will be higher. From costing, you are going into the finance. You will have to deduct all these expenses. So donation 20,000, 48,000. Yes, Aji, 20,000 donation. interest are 48,000. Next one, preliminary expenses 20,000, and I think so provision for income tax 75,000. Provision for income tax, it will be 75,000. Done, sir. Let's go to the right hand side. Sales will be same. There is no change in a sales under cost and finance. Closing stock, what I told you, sir, the minute before or 5-10 minutes before. Closing stock and profit, direct relationship or inverse relationship. Means if closing stock value is more, your profit will be more. If closing stock value is less, your profit will be less. Closing stock value under finance is 1,50,000, and under costing we have calculated 1,79,107. Closing stock of finished goods value we have calculated here 1,79,107. Under finance it is 1,50,000. Under costing, closing stock value is more. If closing stock value is more, under costing, profit under costing will be more. From costing you are going into the finance, you will have to deduct that amount, and that amount comes to, so let's check, 150 and 179, 29,107. Next, one of the income consider in finance. So the 25,000 rupees ka income, interest income, consider in finance. If you consider interest income in finance and not in costing, profit under finance will be more, costing profit will be less. From costing you are going into the finance, you'll have to add that. So add that income not consider 25,000. Take the total of the debit side. Debit side means positive side. 43,000, 10,750 and 25,000. Is it 78,750? Take the total of negative side. 20,000 plus 20,000 plus 48,000 plus 20,000 plus 75,000 plus 29,107. Is it 2,12,107? So easily you can check, Sarji. Check, Sarji. 365, 357 is a profit as per cost record. Add 78,750. Add 78,750. 365, 357 plus 78,750 minus 2,12,000. 2,12,107. Your profit comes to 2,32,000. Your profit comes to 2,32,000. Check with P&L account. Yes, 2,32,000 is your correct answer. Is it clear to every one of you? Now, sir, I told you earlier, concentrate here, sir. I told you earlier, if okay, anyways, so Sarji, I'll tell you again, if if you need to prepare costing profit and loss account, cost sheet is compulsory. Compulsory, sir. You'll have to prepare the cost sheet. Why? I'll tell you, sir. What you'll write on to the debit side? Please tell me. What you'll write on to the debit side of the costing profit and loss account? You'll write two material. Correct, sir? You'll write two labor. Then you'll write two direct expenses, if any. Then you'll write two factory overhead. Yes or no? Then you'll write two administration overhead. Then you'll write two selling overhead. Credit side you'll write by sales. Credit side you'll write by closing stock. Closing stock of finished goods, closing stock of WIP, and so on. And to net profit. Now, sir, please tell me why cost sheet is mandatory, compulsory to prepare costing profit and loss account. There are two reasons. What is the rate of administration overhead in this question? Read, Sarji. What is the rate of administration overhead? What is the rate? 25% on. And how you will get factory cost, Sarji? Direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, prime cost. Add factory overhead is equal to factory cost. Correct, sir? Second most important point, Sarji. Closing stock value. Correct, sir. Which value? Sir, you cannot calculate closing stock value without cost sheet. Yes or no? How to calculate closing stock? We have calculated, sir. Production cost upon production quantity multiplied by closing stock quantity. So for calculation of the production cost, for calculation of the value of closing stock of finished goods, compulsory you'll have to prepare this cost sheet. That's why I told you, sir. If you want to prepare costing profit and loss account, first you will prepare cost sheet, and then only that costing profit and loss account is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible, sir. So remember this important point. Is it clear to every one of you? And last part is memorandum reconciliation account. So many times 5 marks question will be asked in examination to prepare memorandum reconciliation account directly. So memorandum reconciliation account statement we have completed. Last question was a statement. Now account. Sir, everyone please concentrate. Memorandum reconciliation account you'll have to prepare in T format, and where student will stuck in examination, where to write profit and where to write loss. There 100% students stuck. They write opposite, sir. They write opposite. So remember, if profit as per cost account is given, then you will write here by net profit as per cost record brought down. If loss is given as per the cost record, then Sirji, to net loss as per cost record. Net loss as per cost record. Next. No problem. Yes, Sirji. Next. All less transaction will be written onto the debit side, and all add transaction will be written onto the credit side. Such a simple point, sir. Whatever add less we do, all less transaction will be written onto the debit side, all add transaction will be written onto the credit side. Next, if as per finance there is a net profit, then you'll write like this: to net profit as per finance. And under finance, if loss is there, by net loss as per finance. Sirji, please remember this point. These 4 lines are really important. Students stuck in examinations for such a simple question. Where to write profit, where to write loss. Sir, I'll tell you one simple thing. In P&L account, where we write profit, debit side or credit side? It's a simple question, na sir. The P&L account, profit will be written onto the debit side. So if you brought forward that, so you will be writing to the credit side. Correct, sir? Check there. Profit will be written onto the credit side. Where you write loss into the P&L account, sir, the loss will be written onto the credit side. If you brought down that loss, it will be written onto the debit side. Yes or no? Such a simple point, sir. All less transaction onto the debit side, all add transaction are onto the credit side. Then finally you will get net profit as per the finance or net profit loss as per the finance. So let's solve one question, guys. Everyone please come to that last memorandum reconciliation question. You will have to tell me where I'll write that 3,47,000. Please check what is the 3,47,000. Profit है और loss है? अरे profit है या loss है? Loss as per cost account. Sir, where I will write loss as per cost account brought down? Debit side or credit side? I told you very simple thing. In P&L account, where you write loss? P&L account loss. Loss you will write onto the credit side. If same loss, if I am brought down, I am getting it down. So you'll have to write onto the debit side. Correct, sir? So I'll write here to net loss as per cost record brought down. Can you please tell me how much is your amount? Is it 3,47,000? Then I told you, sir, all less item onto the debit side, all add item onto the credit side. We'll have to write, sir. Chalo, quickly tell me, sir. First transaction, factory overhead under absorption. Sir, simple language I told you. Under absorption means less expenses taken. Over absorption means extra expenses taken. taken. Under absorption, over absorption is possible only in costing. In finance, it is not possible, sir. So under absorption of factory overhead by 40,000. What do you think, Sirji? You tell me, then I'll explain, Sirji. Sirji, under absorption of 40,000, whose profit will be more, whose profit will be less? Think quick and answer. Costing profit will be more or less? Costing profit will be more. Why costing profit will be more? First answer, Sirji, fast. Under absorption means less expenses under costing. If expenses are less, profit under costing will be more. From costing, you are going into the finance. You will have to deduct. So deduct means debit side or deduct means credit side? Debit side. So to factory overhead under absorption 40,000. Okay, Sirji, 40,000. Yes, Sirji, debit side. Next one, completed. Administration overhead over absorbed. Are fast answer, sir. Administration overhead over absorption. Sir, in examination, don't do like this continuously. If under absorption is written onto the debit side, over absorption will be written onto the credit side. And what is the logic? Over absorption means extra expenses. If expenses are more under costing, profit under costing will be less. From costing, you are going into the finance, you will have to add. And all add item will be written onto the credit side. Yes, sir, 60,000. By administration overhead over absorbed 60,000. Done, sir. Boss, fast answer. Within a second answer. Depreciation charge in finance and depreciation charge in costing. Sir, whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less? Difference is, I think, so 50,000. Correct answer, 50,000. Whose profit will be more and whose profit will be less? Fast answer, sir. Costing profit will be more. Why costing profit will be more? Depreciation amount is less. Factory overhead is less. So obviously, sir, if less expenses are taken in costing, so costing profit will be more. From costing, you are going into the finance. You'll have to deduct that. 50,000 is a difference. So difference in depreciation. To depreciation difference. 50,000. Done, sir. Next, interest on investment not included in cost account. Sir, interest paid or interest received? Received, no? Interest on investment, sir. Interest on loan not given. Interest on debenture not given. Investment ka interest. So, sir, in finance, interest on investment is the income. So, because of that income, finance ka profit is more, costing ka profit is less. From costing, you are going into the finance. You'll have to add. Add means you'll have to write onto the credit side 96,000. By interest on investment, how much it is? 96,000. Yes, sir. Income tax provided. Sir, income tax will be provided only in finance. So that because of that income tax, profit under finance will be less. Costing profit will be more. From costing, you are going to the finance. You'll have to deduct that. Is it 54,000? 54,000. Done, sir. Interest on loan fund. Where to write, sir? Interest on loan fund on only in finance. Only in finance you have written that interest, sir. Interest on loan taken. So because of that interest on loan, profit under finance is less. Costing profit will be more. From costing you are going into the finance. You will have to deduct that. So, Sirji, 2. Interest on loan. Is it 2,45,000? Sirji, transfer fee credited. Credit all incomes and gain. So, Sirji, transfer fee credited. In finance, transfer fee is credited. Means finance income you have considered, but costing you have not considered this transfer fee. From costing you are going into the finance. You will have to add that. So, 24,000 by credit side, by transfer fee. Credited. 24,000. Please check the next item, Sirji. Store adjustment debited or credited in finance? Read, Sirji. Store adjustment credited in finance. Credit all incomes and gains. So, in the finance, you have considering this as an income. But costing, you have not considered that. From costing, you are going into the finance. You will have to add that. So, by stores adjustment. Stores adjustment, 14,000. Fast answer, Sirji. Dividend received. Where you write dividend received? In costing or in finance? In finance, dividend is the income received. Dividend is the income. Profit under finance will be more. Costing will be less. From costing, you are going into the finance. You'll have to add by dividend income 32,000. Now please check, Sarji, how much is by net loss. By net loss as per finance. By net loss as per finance. Everyone, please check, Sarji. 3,47,000, 40,000, 50,000, 54,000, 2,45,000. Sarji, total. Is it 7,36,000? 7,36,000 total minus 6,000, 60,000. I'm sorry, 96,000, 24,000, 14,000, 32,000. Sir, how much it is? 5 lakhs. So 5,10,000. You'll have to check 5,10,000 whether your answer is correct, sir. Yes. So answer is correct. 5,10,000. So remember, sir, one very important thing, as I told you, sir, this part is important. Everyone knows how to add or how to less, but sir, some students don't know where to write profit and where to write loss. If profit is there, write onto the credit side. If loss is there, write onto the debit side. And finally, Sarji, from costing, if you are going into the finance ka profit, yes, Sarji, finance ka profit onto the debit side. Finance ka loss onto the credit side. All less item onto the debit side. All add item are onto the credit side. Yes, sir. So here we have completed all the questions of this cost accounting system. We have taken integrated question, non-integrated question, reconciliation. 2 questions I have taken. Reconciliation account, I told you. Reconciliation statement also we have prepared. So this topic is completed. Thank you so much. See you in the next lecture, guys.